Get fired up for not one, but two of the hottest teens on Earth. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
The Olsen twins are redefining what it means to be 17.
They are the richest self-made teenagers in the world.
Hollywood's little girls are all grown up, and everyone, everywhere is dying to get near them.
Well, we're learning more details about Mary-Kate Olsen's eating disorder and her treatment.
We're finally gonna turn 18. I know, can you believe it? What should we do? Let's get laid.
Is Mary-Kate getting better? Check this out. The 18-year-old wasn't afraid to bare her slender arms.
Yeah, you know, people are gonna write what they want to write.
What size are you, by the way?
Size?
Yeah, I always like to know.
I'm really short.
You're not sure?
Girls and, you know.
That's so interesting.
It's a mystery when someone dies inexplicably.
And then, of course, La pièce de résistance would be Mary-Kate Olsen.
Mary-Kate Olsen. We all heard that and thought, what?
Hey celebrities, it's Vitaly and welcome back to Vitaly Space. I'm so happy to see you here today. When you think of the word twins, who comes to your mind first?
Ashley!
Yep, same. When I was a kid, the only thing the girls around me wanted to be was an Olsen twin. And the hardest part was deciding which one. Don't even get me started on those heated arguments over who would get to be Ashley and who was Mary-Kate. Let's be honest, the Olsen twins are definitely one of the most recognizable and successful twins on the planet. They were multi-millionaires by the time they were only 10 years old. They've been in a total of 36 films. They've graced the covers of countless magazines. The girls capitalized on their teen idol status to become major influences in the fashion industry, with their own luxury brand, The Row. And even decades later, they still have legions of millennial fans who look up to them, all because they feel like they grew up along with the sisters. And that's the true beauty of nostalgia. Let's be honest, being rich, skinny and powerful doesn't sound so bad, but this level of fame from a very young age can come at a great cost. And Mary-Kate and Ashley are the great example for that. Although it may seem like they started out already on top of the world, their journeys had a lot of ups and downs. The world was watching them, the paparazzi and the press harassed them, the public sexualized them. As a result, nowadays the twins live and work as anonymously as they can, avoiding any media attention. In fact, now you can hear more about their younger sister Elizabeth Olsen rather than the twins. So buckle up, legend, this is the beautiful yet tragic story behind the Olsen twins' legacy, only on Vitaly Space. But before we get started, quick reminder, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, cause apparently 60% of people that watch my videos are not subscribed. I'm gonna send y'all a cease and desist, cause it's a crime against humanity. Do it now, legend. Okay, back to the video. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were born on June 13, 1996, in Sherman Oaks, California. Their mom, Jeanette, was a personal manager, and their father, David, was a real estate developer and mortgage banker.
So Friday the 13th was a lucky day. Ashley came out first, she was the oldest, and then Mary-Kate came out. We had one son at the time, Trent, and you can imagine going from one child to three. We lived in the valley, and everything changed in terms of the house we were living in was a little small. The car wasn't large enough to seat 5.
The twins were barely 9 months old when they landed their first and most famous role in the Full House sitcom.
Michelle, why don't you take Melina up to your room and show her where she's going to be staying, okay?
You got it, dude.
Now, according to the strict labor laws, being fun actors can only work a certain amount of minutes a day, which is basically why the twins were both cast for only one role of Michelle Tanner, so that the film and crew have more time with the two of them. They took turns playing the role until the show ended.
Johnny was with one of her girlfriends, whose daughter was represented by an agency in Burbank. While she was at the agent, it had just come up in the conversation that we had twins. And then the casting agent said, well, you know, we can use twins. So Johnny, when she came home, sent some family photos. We never really took it seriously that anything would come of it. It was just an opportunity that was there, so she thought she'd follow it through. And then one day they called and they said, how about going on an audition for Full House?
The character of Michelle Tanner was the youngest daughter on the show.
The character of Michelle was about 8 months old.
By the way, did you know that at one point the girls were fired from the show? Yup, that same show that made them the household names. According to Uncle Jesse, John Stamos, they wouldn't stop crying while on set, cause they were little babies, literal. I've always had problems with pronouncing this word.
They wanted to be anywhere else but there, and so did I. Right, because they were 11 months old.
They were 11 months old, and God bless them. And they kept switching this one. This one's not going to cry. This one's Mary-Kate and or Ashley.
Almost like kids shouldn't act.
Yeah. Well,
almost like we should protect them from these things.
Well, they did okay.
Yeah.
And you know, all our kids did pretty good off that show. But I couldn't deal with it. And I said, this is not going to work.
Did the Olsens know that they were fired?
They do now.
Did they know at the time?
Like or was it just like, hey, you guys get a week off?
It was only a few days, and I said, bring the Olsens back. These kids are terrible.
During their time on Full House, they also started acting for other movies and shows, starting in 1992.
Mary-Kate and Ashley dealt with yet another split shortly after Full House ended. Dave and Jarnette filed for divorce in July of 1995.
I think we handle it very mature. We're like, if they're going to be happier apart and we want to support our parents. But at that time, you don't really realize kind of what's going on. But for us, we knew, situations were different and changing. We were all there for each other.
As you can tell, the girls have had a strong work ethic from a very young age. In fact, by the age of 10, they were already multi-millionaires, thanks to their very own production company that they founded at only 6 years old. I'm still trying to process this info, as well as a bunch of merchandise products, including books, videos, clothing, dolls and makeup sold with their name.
We targeted the biggest retail chain in the world, and we got their interest.
Walmart was the target that we wanted to go with because of the fan base for the girls. We wanted, affordable, stylish clothes for the general public.
It's our clothes that we wear cut down. There's accessories, there's swimsuits, there's sportswear, sleepwear.
Other Olsen products, including CDs, books, and dolls, raked in even more cash. Another $45 million, making the girls successful, rich, and busy.
To be honest, it's easier to say what kind of merch they didn't have. Tell me you're a powerhouse without telling me you're a powerhouse. With their then manager, Robert Thorne, they co-founded All Star Entertainment. And under its banner, they starred in 16 movies and 3 television shows.
Robert Thorne negotiated for them a deal with ABC that made them the youngest producers in Hollywood.
Dual Star was created, and at that point, we were now dealing with an entity.
Dual Star Entertainment is a company that Mary-Kate and Ashley own.
I understand that you have a production company. Do you understand what that is? Or no, not really?
The reaction in the press was one of surprise. Not just disbelief, but from some quarters, anger.
There was a really big rash of stories across the country, youngest producers in Hollywood.
Mary-Kate and Ashley would produce a slate of programming, television specials and television movies, I believe, at that time. And I don't think that anything like it had ever been done for a child star.
After that, they own every series, every movie, everything.
They will be able contractually to make choices so that they can never be manipulated and harmed and exploited in the way that other child stars have.
By 2007, All Star was America's #1 selling entertainment brand, making over $1.2 billion in sales per year. Now, before we get to the intense scrutiny that media has put them through, let's talk about something positive first. I want to share with you, legends, some of my absolute favorite Olsen Twins movies, and definitely let me know what are your favorites too. The first one on my list is 1999's Passport to Paris. Don't even get me started on this one. This film was my first ever introduction to the Olsens, because in Russia they didn't broadcast Full House. I know I've missed out on a lot of iconic history.
That's unfortunate.
But anyways, I remember I watched the film for the first time in a kindergarten, and the twins have been on my radar ever since. Basically, in a film, the two travel to the city of love and adventure. They play sisters who get to spend a spring break with their strange granddad and friends, but they care much more about meeting cute French boys, rather than reconnecting their relative. And I mean, can we really blame them? I don't think so.
What do 2 all-American girls do in the City of Lights?
Shopping.
Ditch their chaperone.
I don't do shopping.
He's a geek. Meet a supermodel. Fall head over heels for 2 French boys.
What do you say?
Paris will never be the same.
What can I say? We're teenagers.
Mary-Kate and Ashley's all-new movie, Passport to Paris.
Now, the film that made me fall in love with British aesthetics. The 2001's Winning London.
Mary-Kate and Ashley are headed for London.
London?
I saw this film for the first time on VHS when I was in elementary school, and I remember I got so inspired to learn English. To say that I was impressed with everything foreign would be an understatement of the century. And the next day we had an English class at my school, and I remember I was like, London is the capital of Great Britain. I wanted to be a British boy so much. He was the international sensation. What lands Mary-Kate and Ashley in London is the invitation to participate in the United Nations model competition. And while they were trying to prepare for the big contest, they also enjoyed seeing the main attractions and flirt with cute British boys.
What's your name? I'm James.
He is so cute.
Join Mary-Kate and Ashley in London as they discover the history, the romance, and the fun. Winning London. Available now.
Can we also bring up the 2002's When in Rome?
Welcome to Roma. Roma, Roma, Roma. So much to do, so much to see. Michelangelo.
The film follows twins to Rome, where they plan to spend their summer interning for the tycoon Derek Hansen. The girls design their own outfits, visit Rome's main attractions, and find some cute talents to date during their stay.
This is a great opportunity for us to learn about the fashion business. When in Rome.
Mary-Kate and Ashley's new movie, When in Rome.
Ciao.
In stores on video and DVD.
Okay, listen, even though there's the same scenario in every film, which is going abroad and getting involved in a summer romance, what I love the most in those series is that since I was not able to travel anywhere, it felt like I was traveling around the world with the Olsens, as well as getting to know other cultures. It was like their brand back in the day, and honestly it's so amazing. And of course, my absolute favorite, the 2004's New York Minute. I even rewatched it the other day, because I needed to get distracted from this crazy reality ASAP. And this film never failed to make me feel better.
Thank you, New York City!
Roxanne Ryan. She's trouble and she knows it. So does her sister, a dead ringer.
I am this close to winning the 4-year scholarship to Oxford University.
The girls were also producers of New York Minute, and they wanted to go bigger for the film. It was also their last movie together. They wanted to finish working on that before going to college. They play 17-year-old sisters with very different personalities, who travel to New York City together for different reasons. One of them wants to get a college scholarship, and the other wants to crash a music video shoot of the band Simple Plan.
She likes to think she'll get a man who likes you.
That Simple Plan cameo was the chef's kiss, because at the time the girls had this bubblegum clean image, and collaborating with the rock band was definitely something new for the twins. But as crazy as it is, the film ended up flopping at the box office, as well as suffered negative reception. Although Mary-Kate would continue with acting later in life, it was Ashley's last time behind the camera.
By October, production kicked into high gear. The dual roles of producer and actor proved challenging, and the girls found it difficult to juggle all their commitments.
It's really hard at times. It's their senior year, you know, they want to enjoy all the activities in school, and yet there's a commitment to the movie. It's been a challenge.
As I've said, the entertainment business and the trajectory of their careers always require them to make everyday sacrifices. And one of the examples is when Mary-Kate and Ashley had to miss their senior prom, because they've been booked to host Saturday Night Live, which was recording the same night.
Come on, this is a barbecue, not a funeral. Let's see some smiles.
Right at the end of their filming careers together in April of 2004, the twins received their own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a few months before their 18th birthday.
Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
And when they finally reached legal age, the twins became co-presidents of Dual Star. And although they stopped making movies and shows, they still produce fragrances and home decoration, marketed to young girls to keep the funds coming. Speaking of their 18th birthday, we just need to bring up the craziness that was surrounding that date.
The girls blossomed into striking young women. Later that year, they posed for Rolling Stone magazine. Rolling Stone called the twins America's favorite fantasy.
They're just evolving like any young girl does into a woman. They're just finding their sexuality and who they are, and they're owning it. They're just doing it in front of the whole world.
For two young women, it might be a private milestone, but for a nation of creepy men, it was a disturbing obsession. Mary-Kate and Ashley's birthday on June 13th was accompanied by no less than 7 websites dedicated to counting down the minutes until the twins officially reached adulthood. Lock up the boyfriend, the New York Post wrote. Those twins are legal and they're loaded. Gentlemen, start your engines and get out your best booze.
That's disgusting.
And should even mention this unhinged cartoon animation. Check it out.
We're finally gonna turn 18. I know, can you believe it? What should we do? Let's get laid. Yeah! But 18's getting closer and these Olsens really want to screw. We'll need a golden shower later to decide. I wanna bang everyone in Hollywood, like Ashton Kutcher, Justin Timberlake, Colin Farrell, 50 Cent, Axl Rose, and Slash.
To be honest, there is nothing more depressing than steaming intoxicated keyboard warriors. You know, the ones with swollen ass balls. Oh yeah, jailbait, Mary-Kate Olsen, Mary-Kate Olsen. It's honestly so disturbing, but at the same time, they've definitely been hurt by someone before.
You know, we just kind of have presented ourselves the way that we are and the way that we feel comfortable being, and I guess it's other people commenting on, you know, just us growing up. We've never really, like,
we didn't give ourselves that title or anything.
A sexier look or anything. We're just kind of growing growing up the way we are, and we do things that we're comfortable doing.
But 2004 in general was a pretty chaotic year for the Olsen twins, especially for Mary-Kate. But let's start from the very beginning. Despite already having solid careers, the twins were that type of celebrities who wanted to attend college just like normal people. So that year they started school at New York University, and let me tell you, he was all over the news.
School's good, thank you.
That's confirmed by Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's longtime spokesperson, Michael Pagnotta, who told us the girls are settling into life at NYU.
Mary-Kate has an excellent team in place, and most importantly, she has her sister.
They also have a security team to protect them from the attention their presence is already attracting.
The Gallatin School at NYU is a terrific program because they can cater a curriculum around their activities.
I just think that New York has a really good energy, and I also think that if you're from the West Coast and you've always grown up, at least for us in LA, I think it's smart to experience both sides, and because it's completely different cultures and like a different world.
They already had millions of dollars at that point, so they bought a $7.3 million apartment together. Wait, dorm? What is that? We don't know her. However, they never lived in the apartment. We got this huge apartment and designed it, Ashley claimed, and then we never moved into it because we decided to live apart, and that was the best decision we ever made. Instead, they rented out 2 floors of a brownstone in the same neighborhood. By the way, this penthouse took them years to sell for much less than intended.
We were so nervous, and you know, the whole SAT process, it was just, I took my SATs 3 times. We had tutors for like a year before, and we were just very stressed. We were just like any other student trying to get in.
Will you be able to afford to live off campus? That's always a thing for the first year.
Yeah, we've actually, a couple of our friends go to NYU, and first time we went and to go visit them at their dorms, and we're just like, oh yeah, we'll go to the dorms and just, see their rooms. And by the time we ended up trying to get upstairs, the entire dorm, all the kids were down in the lobby. So we thought it'd be a smart idea to kind of get a place off campus.
And while college may have seemed like a good time for the girls to enjoy some normalcy, they actually landed in the opposite situation. In New York City, Mary-Kate and Ashley were constantly being followed by paparazzi, leading them to have trouble attending classes, which was pretty obvious, let's be honest. According to Ashley, when I came to NYU, it was really tough for the first couple of months, because I couldn't show up to some classes, because there would be paparazzi outside. Mary-Kate also revealed that her classmates didn't make her feel safe, either. She was freaked out by the kids in her class who were selling anecdotes to tabloids, in some cases even getting school credit for it, the source said. They'd have internships at the weeklies. Learning is not fun if you're not safe. As a result, their college years were notoriously brief. Mary-Kate dropped out after only a year and a half, and Ashley stayed in there until around 2007, when she officially confirmed she was not returning, even though she only had a year and a half to go to graduate. But although their college years were short, they were full of controversy. It's no wonder why they had to run back to LA when things got too out of control.
Are you watching the video without liking it again? I caught you red-handed.
As I've said, their college years were controversial before they even started. In the months leading up to their first semester, there were all kinds of crazy rumors that started to appear in regards to Mary-Kate's eating disorder and even substance abuse.
In 2004, former US child star Mary-Kate Olsen became a role model for the pro-Anna movement. She was the ultimate skinny teen, and the media soon took notice of the star's increasingly shrinking figure.
According to the 2004's New York Post article, for weeks, rumors have been swirling that Mary-Kate was sick after she appeared in public looking scrawny and undernourished, a far cry from her more robust twin sister, Ashley. At the premiere of their flick, New York Minute, fans were shocked to see the teen cutie's ribs sticking out and her arms skeletal.
This is the most 2000s thing that I've read lately, not gonna lie. In case you didn't know, I have full videos on that era's celebrity weight obsession and misogyny, so definitely check it out. After this one, obviously. I'm not gonna repeat myself in this video, but its entire body-shaming tendency of the notice is beyond triggering, because growing up I've had some problems myself. But anyways, at the time the girls insisted that nothing was wrong. We're actually telling People magazine quote-unquote, we don't have problems, there is nothing to worry about. And Mary-Kate added, if I had an addiction, I would be in a thingy like Promises, the Malibu rehabilitation place. You don't see me there, so like, come on, it's crazy. And all this craziness leads us to this uncomfortable Oprah interview that you've probably heard about already.
As I was introducing you, I said you are the American dream. You know, so many girls look up to you. And
during this sit-down, Oprah, who was 50 years old at the time, went on to address Mary-Kate's weight rumors.
You know, there's a new rumor that's recently surfaced. Has really upset you, right? You know, the one about eating.
Yeah, you know, people are going to write what they want to write. We try not to read the good or the bad because it just kind of comes with the territory. You know,
you're too fat, you're too skinny, and people are just gonna write what they...
At this very moment, Oprah interjects and asks the following.
What size are you, by the way?
Size?
Yeah, I always like to know.
I'm really sure.
You're not sure?
Girls and,
Oh,
you know.
that's so interesting.
I mean, I'm not surprised why both girls seem incredibly taken aback by the question. It's super invasive for the person in that dangerous state of mind.
That is so interesting. I'm like obsessed with size, and you're like, I really don't know.
And we're obsessed with our size, you know, I don't know, a different
Yeah.
We always get things taken in anyways because we're so small, we can't fit into anything. Or the pants are always way too long, so we always have to get things.
But a month later in June, it turned out that the rumors were true, and Mary-Kate checked into a treatment facility for ED.
In June 2004, Mary-Kate's family persuaded her to go to hospital to receive treatment for and sister Ashley confessed in a press interview. She's been struggling for quite a while. She's taking the time she needs for herself.
She and Ashley celebrated their 18th birthday, moved to New York, and began school at NYU. But by October, she was back home in LA for a time for personal business. MK checked in for a 6-week stay at an eating clinic.
According to source, when the twins had dinner recently at one of the hottest restaurants in New York City, Mary-Kate proceeded to order a large salad and did not even eat it. She sliced the tomato into 6 pieces and proceeded to eat each piece slowly, and that's soul shade the entire night.
And how's Mary-Kate doing?
She's good. It's, actually kind of perfect timing. I know we're supposed to be there with you guys, but it's kind of, she needs to think about herself and take care of herself right now until, before she could go ahead and please other people. So it's kind of worked out perfectly. So I'm here, and she's here in spirit supporting the film. It's hard, but at the same time, we're so thankful that all of our fans and everyone are being really supportive. So it's good.
You are role models, the two of you and her as well, and you individually. Is it something you worry about how this might reflect upon people who look up to the two of you?
It's actually kind of funny that you say that because, more now than ever have we, heard from our fans saying, it's, such a brave thing that she's done. And so many people suffer from the same thing. So many people suffer from this. And, we've gotten so much support because I think everyone realizes that, it is an issue that people, don't necessarily always talk about or, I don't know, it's a big issue. And so the fact that she's, taking, responsibility and taking care of herself, I think people really respect that.
She spent 6 weeks undergoing treatment before being released in July of that year, right before the college started.
Is Mary-Kate getting better? Check this out. Wearing a white sequin tunic top which gapped a bit in the back, the 18-year-old wasn't afraid to bare her slender arms as she spent last Saturday laughing it up in the front row at New York's Fashion Week.
Here for me. Get in front of the outfit.
The NYU freshman who posed with a friend was all smiles as she politely obliged the swarm of photographers. But after a while, she said enough is enough.
While talking about the Olsen twins, I just have to mention one particular habit they're so known for: smoking. Up until 2003, Mary-Kate and Ashley were still portraying a sober and wholesome image. According to Rolling Stone, the girls freely admit they're not the Hilton sisters. They don't smoke or drink. We don't smoke, but I'm not the one to judge, says Mary-Kate. And I mean rightfully so, cause if we skip to the year of 2005, the girls would get busted for chain smoking at museums' restrooms.
Wait, what?
At Metropolitan Museum of Art's costume, to be exact. To be honest, kinda iconic. Mary-Kate and Ashley get up in the middle of dinner and walk in. And Mary-Kate is saying she wants a cigarette, a source said. She then proceeds to chain smoke in the bathroom of the Metropolitan Museum. A spokesperson for the museum was not pleased when they heard about it. We do not allow smoking. It's unfortunate that we didn't spot it. By 2006, the Olsens were such notorious smokers that magazines could identify their chosen brand, which is Marlboro, obviously. According to New York Times, this month alone, Mary-Kate has appeared in at least 3 celebrity magazines fishing for a cigarette, or holding a Marlboro pack in one hand and a cigarette in another, while shopping in Los Angeles. If that's not enough of the smoking stories for you, in 2007, Mary-Kate went on to grab dinner with Nicole Richie at the Chateau Marmont, and reportedly, the starlet smoked some cigarettes but skipped the food.
Genius.
icon.
No, let's be honest, this era would not be complete without some Paris Hilton drama. In 2005, Mary-Kate has gotten herself in a love triangle. She was dating a Greek shipping tycoon, Stavros Niarchos III. They've been together for 5 months, before he cheated on her and eventually moved on to Paris. Mary-Kate was so heartbroken that she dropped out of college and went back to LA.
Right now, Mary-Kate is all about breaks. Her indefinite study break from NYU, her Manhattan break and subsequent move to LA, and getting through heartbreak from a bad breakup with Stavros Niarchos, Paris Hilton's new boyfriend. Goodness, someone give this girl a break. At just 19 years old, the tiny teenager has already loved and lost. Paris began dating Stavros this past fall after Mary-Kate introduced them. She says, Paris and I always had nice things to say to each other. Now I guess you can tell we're not talking. But she is talking about Stavros. I miss him and I love him and I don't speak with him anymore. It's a hurtful and a painful subject.
Mary-Kate's always really been with someone, and she's really never been without a boyfriend, and so she's having a hard time dealing with the idea of being alone.
Mary-Kate and Stavros ended up dating again, but obviously it didn't work out, cause guess what? We don't give second chances to people that don't deserve it. Point blank, period. While Mary-Kate was back in LA, Ashley did not waste her time. Not only she continued her studies, but she also started a cute romance with none other than Jared Leto.
The pair were reportedly spotted together in New York, though the relationship didn't last long.
According to Us Weekly, Ashley was acting like a giddy schoolgirl whenever she was with him.
In 2008, the couple's flame appeared to have been reignited briefly, and again in 2012, the Daily News stated that Olsen and Leto seemed to be reviving their old relationship for yet another time. This time, the former couple was spotted enjoying a seemingly romantic meal together at the Polo Lounge in Beverly Hills. Afterward, Olsen reportedly hugged the House of Gucci star and put her head on his lap.
2006 was a very productive year for the twins. Mary-Kate and Ashley took their empire to a whole new level when they founded their luxury clothing brand, The Row. And when I say luxury, I really mean it. The idea for the brand began in 2005 as a personal project, and the rest is history. Within a few years of the launch, the company had made over 12 million in sales.
I think we really took the time to kind of step back and figure out what our strengths were and to trust each other and our instincts and take a risk, like you said. And it's a lot of strategy. And
when we were 18, it probably happened then when we decided to move to New York and go to NYU and go to school, and kind of we took that time to really figure out, you know, what are our next steps going to be. But we had to kind of step away from everything we had done and, you know, really think about what we want to do coming up.
Why did you think that would be a good business to go into?
I don't know. It's something that has always been a part of our lives since we were very little.
Even when we were acting, it was all about the wardrobe and the costume changes, and that was kind of also how we
fit and quality, and you know, how to take that to the next level.
And how we really gained a lot of our fans at the time was really through the way we were dressing and the way our hairstyles were, and we were very much involved in that and creating our own style. And then we, you know, had a business with Walmart for some years, but it was a mass business, so we learned a lot about that type of business, which is completely different than contemporary or designer. But it was a good jumping off point, and it just seemed like the right thing to do. And it felt natural, felt really natural.
And the accessory designer of the year is?
The women's wear designer of the year is?
Ashley Olsen and Mary-Kate Olsen for The Row.
For Ashley Olsen and Mary-Kate Olsen for The Row.
Ashley Olsen and Mary-Kate Olsen for The Row.
Thank you so much. We actually did not prepare a speech.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
This is very unexpected. We have just very much enjoyed our time the past 10 years in this industry, and wanted to thank the CFDA.
And all of you for our support. We never imagined this in a million years, so this has been quite a ride and a treat.
Although Ashley quit acting back in 2004, Mary-Kate continued to appear on television, as well as making a few movie appearances, the last one being the 2011 film Beastly. Since then, silence. They fully quit acting.
I only came to give you a second chance.
Best embrace the suck.
In 2010, at the age of 24, Mary-Kate sat down with Marie Claire magazine to discuss her childhood, ultimately comparing herself and her sister to Little Monkey performers when they were children.
I look at old photos of me and I don't feel connected to them at all, she tells the magazine. I would never wish my upbringing on anyone, but I wouldn't take it back for the world. I was reading scripts and ultimately I just said to the people who are representing me, I need to do things 100%, Ashley said. I don't feel like I can give you 100% of my time. There's a lot of compromise in the entertainment industry. I am not great at not being able to control the end product.
Same, to be honest. Now, while talking about Mary-Kate, it's pretty much impossible to avoid the tragic Heath Ledger saga, her strange connection to his passing to be exact. On January 22, 2008, the actor Heath Ledger was found dead in his New York City apartment by his housekeeper.
He was just 28 years old. The Australian-born actor came to huge prominence after his powerful performance in the film Brokeback Mountain. It gained him an Academy Award nomination.
Police sources tell our local affiliate WNBC that the housekeeper discovered Heath Ledger's naked body in a bedroom around 3:30 this afternoon. There were pills apparently strewn about the body, and there were 2 bottles, one for prescription drugs, one for non-prescription drugs.
But the strangest thing is that it was not 9/11 who received the first call about what had happened. As you can guess, it was actually Mary-Kate.
Investigators still have questions, and they want answers from his friend, actress Mary-Kate Olsen. A federal investigator says Olsen's lawyer has twice refused their request for an interview, and she wants immunity before she speaks to the DEA. At 3 p.m., a massage therapist is unable to awaken Ledger for a scheduled appointment, saying later he was cold and unresponsive. At 3:17, she calls Ledger's friend, Mary-Kate Olsen. Olsen is in California, but says she'll send her security guards to the apartment. At 3:24, the masseuse calls Olsen again, not calling paramedics until 3:26, almost a half hour after finding Ledger unconscious. Paramedics arrive and the masseuse calls Olsen one more time. Minutes later, Ledger is declared dead. Just yesterday, her attorney released a statement saying, in part, Miss Olsen does not know the source of the drugs Mr. Ledger consumed.
And immediately, the front pages of tabloids started blowing up with all kinds of theories and questions. Why did his masseuse call Mary-Kate before 911? And not just one, but 3 times.
Any comment on the Heath investigation? Anything to say about the Heath investigation? You said about the police probe?
Well, reportedly, Olsen was a close friend of Ledger's, who the actor reportedly had on speed dial.
The one legitimate thing you could say is the masseuse did meet Heath through Mary-Kate. But if she suspected this was a life and death situation, why is she calling Mary-Kate first? But then the thing that is really damning here and suspicious, if you want to go to the darkest place of all, which is why did Mary-Kate then call her bodyguards and send them to the scene of the death? It suggests, if you want to get into conspiracies, you go there, clean up the drugs, if there were any.
They were casually dating for 3 months before his death, a source said. They were hooking up, but neither were particularly interested in making an exclusive. The two reportedly met in the summer of 2006, when Ledger was 27 and Olsen was 20. They went out for lunch with friends, and Ledger was reportedly charmed by Olsen throughout the meal. Mary-Kate issued a statement shortly after Ledger's passing, referring to him as just a friend. Heath was a friend, she said. His death is a tragic loss.
Just months before Heath Ledger's blockbuster hit The Dark Knight was released, the actor's death was ruled an accidental, and now the AP has learned federal prosecutors will not pursue a criminal case into how Ledger obtained the powerful which contributed to his death earlier this year.
I don't know, you guys, this story is super confusing to me. To this day, people are speculating whether it was Mary-Kate who supplied him those pills. Or if not, what does she have to do in this entire situation? But we don't have any evidence, so for now we can only speculate. Let me know your opinions on this matter in the comments down below. Let's skip to the year 2016. At the time it was announced that a Full House spin-off was coming back, under the name Fuller House. The show included the majority of the original cast, and fans of the beloved sitcom were hoping that Mary-Kate and Ashley would reprise the role as Michelle Tanner. However, the twins turned down the offer to appear on the show.
Where's my little sis?
Well, Michelle sends her love, but she's busy in New York running her fashion empire.
At the time, Ashley was quoted saying, "I have not been in front of a camera since I was 17. And Mary-Kate said it would have to be me, cause Ashley doesn't want to do it. But the timing is so bad for us.
So excited about the Full House reunion. How pumped are you?
I'm happy about it. It's weird. People are very excited.
Why wouldn't we be excited? This is my childhood coming back.
I know, but I went to therapy afterward.
A lot of people are very upset that the Olsen twins won't be returning for it.
Get over it. The Olsens are sweet girls. They should do what they want to do with their lives. They're fashion. They're amazing artists, and they're just really, really talented. And people should do what they want to do.
Yeah. So is there going to be someone?
I'm going to be friends with them. I love them. So I don't think that show business or a project is what you have to do. Even though the fans really want it, you got to live for yourself.
But sadly, Bob Saget passed away in January 2022. The twins attended his funeral and by extension reconnected with the cast of the show.
It was a full house at Bob Saget's private memorial, including a rare appearance by two of his TV daughters, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
We love each other, and we've been friends all these years.
We're all here because Bob loved us. He loved everyone here. That's why we're here, because he loved you.
Why do you think the Olsen twins didn't do the Fuller House sequel? Why did they turn that down? Did you ever talk to them about it?
Sort of. It was a messy time for that show because, I was upset at first and it kind of got out. And I was only upset because I just thought it would be nice to have them for a minute. I produced it. We came up with the idea and everything. So it got weird in the press and stuff, but they just didn't want to, they weren't acting. And I don't think a real offer came through. And Lori Loughlin said to me, she goes, they just won 2 CFDA awards. That's like winning Oscars. I don't want to come do this. I said, okay, I get it. They came to Bob's funeral. It was so beautiful. And we all needed it. Because
Did they speak?
No, but what they did, Howard, was they got us all together and said, we love you. We loved our childhood. We're grateful for you guys. We thank you for making those 8 years so beautiful for us. We have such fond memories. We love you, love you. And everybody just needed to hear that. And it was I think it was Bob doing it.
So, what are the twins doing now, you might be wondering? Well, it's not a secret that they're super private, and these days they're generally spotted at only fashion-related events. To me, the girls are like unicorns. You know they exist, but you never see them.
Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things. I just wish things would get better.
I mean, from time to time, they'll appear in public to promote their brand, but that's pretty much it. But while the girls have not spoken about their love lives, the tabloids have gotten some details on who they're with.
Mary-Kate has been married to Olivier Sarkozy since 2015, but requested an emergency divorce in May 2020 during the pandemic. The divorce was finalized in January 2021. It's unknown whether she has a partner now. Ashley, meanwhile, is now married to 36-year-old artist Louis Eisner, and they've recently welcomed a baby into their family. Yep, Ashley Olsen is now a mom.
I can't believe it.
We were raised to be discreet people. Continuing, I think that potentially that's just our aesthetic, our design preference. But that doesn't mean we don't also appreciate something truly ornate or maximal. She added, our instincts are kind of the same, but I think what's great is that we have each other to lean on.
Okay, legends, I think this is it for today's video. I wanted to talk about the Olsens for a very long time, and I truly find their life story so fascinating, despite all the trauma involved. They're truly one of the most recognizable faces on the planet, and the fact that nowadays they're out of the spotlight gives them even more of the star power, if that makes sense. This mystery around the Olsen twins will never be not interesting. Definitely let me know your opinion in the comment section down below. And on this iconic note, I will have to go, and I will see you in my next video this week, and remember, your ex is deaf and toxic. The best way to make him bitter is to become successful. Bye, legends.